Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our member boot camp for beginners. My name is Michelle, and I'm the Senior Manager of Membership here at ArtsQuest. Thanks so much for being members, for joining us. I'm going to be here with you tonight to talk to you about your benefits, about this year's festival, and lots of great things coming up. Please, during the presentation, feel free, if you have questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. We'll also have a chance at the end. So if I don't get an answer to your question during the presentation, I will make sure we cover it at the end, or I'll follow up with you. But again, thanks so much for being here this evening, and I'm happy to get to share some information with you. So for starters, what we'll be covering tonight, we'll be going through a little bit of the history of ArtsQuest and of Musikfest. We'll be talking about some of our festing basics. Musikfest 2024 specifically, which is coming up, kicking off 2 weeks today. We're very excited. And also your benefits as a member. For starters, I just want to talk a little bit about ArtsQuest. Of course, ArtsQuest is the nonprofit that puts on Musikfest. We are a nonprofit whose mission is to create economic development through the arts. We do support artists at all different levels of their careers, which you'll see at Musikfest is really fun because you have everything from emerging artists that are working their way up and through, maybe starting to develop audiences, up to those groups that do have an audience and that have gone on to perform regionally, nationally. We also support visual artists, teaching artists. We work with the local community at all different levels with our education and outreach programs. And more than half of our concerts, events, and classes are free to the public. You can see some stats here related to our staff size. A big key are those volunteers. Obviously, you are members who are helping to support us in our programs, our sponsors. And we do have more than 12 festivals that we do each year, including Musikfest, which is the nation's largest non-gated festival. The first Musikfest. So the first Musikfest was back in 1984. This year is our 41st edition of Musikfest. Musikfest really got its start during conversations in May 1983 with the Chamber of Commerce between our founder, Jeff Parks, a team of community volunteers and businesses who really came together. At the time, Bethlehem Steel, which is where our Steel Stacks campus is now located, wasn't doing as well. It was in a decline. So there was, Bethlehem Steel had a Black Friday. A lot of people were laid off. The city of Bethlehem and the area was unfortunately depressed, both in terms of economics and also just a lot of people lost their livelihoods. So Musikfest was created as a way to try to get people downtown, to bring people together, and obviously use the arts in terms of that community and create that economic impact. When they were developing the festival, they really said, hey, let's go back to our roots and let's be authentic. At its core, Bethlehem was founded by the Moravians with that German history. And there are two things that the Moravians were really known for. They were known for music and they were known for beer. And with that, Musikfest was created, the combination of these things into a free festival that, again, in our 41st year, and honestly, it just totally grassroots how it grew and spread, and it could not be, replicated out of the box today the way it is. Just wanted to share some photos. I know we have some people who shared that this is only like their second year of the festival. I think some people said that, they've been here for a few more years. So just wanted to share some of these early photos. If you are familiar with Bethlehem, it's kind of fun to see these shots. We have over here this lower shot, which is up on Broad Street. Here we have back in 85, so second year of the festival, they were serving up some Stroh's beer that was made out at the brewery that's out in Trexlertown. And then down here, we do have buskers, as we call them, or street performers. This is a fun shot again, because you can see right here is the Boyd Theater, which of course recently came down, and there's the big condo building that's been going up there. So again, just having the arts there in the heart of Bethlehem. This is our original main stage. So this is the Moravian band shell. This is kind of located now, and you'll see where the Moravian parking lot is. So if you're familiar with that area, they have dorms and buildings that are there now, and the Moravian band shell was kind of where that parking lot is now. Our very first performance that happened here on the first night of the festival was Don McLean of American Pie fame. And since then, there were a lot of phenomenal acts that were hosted at this main stage. Until then, our second main stage was located on Sand Island, which is actually where our member parking is now. So it's very funny when you're parking there. You can know that everyone from Kenny G to Avril Lavigne to lots of different acts appeared basically in that empty parking lot. And of course, now our main stage is located on the south side. A little quick trivia for you. We still have 2 original plazas that are at their original Musikfest locations. We do have some plazas that have a name that we've kind of moved around to different areas of the festival, but all 41 years, these 2 plazas have had the same name in the same location. It's Festplatz. Festplatz is on our north side, and I'll show you on the map then. It's truly the heartbeat of the festival in so many ways. Longtime attendees might still call it the polka tent. We offer a wide variety of music there now, but I know I just quickly about me, one of my earliest memories in life is falling asleep on my mom as a toddler in the Festplatz tent. I have grown up festing my entire life. So between that and poking with my dad at Festplatz, I can say it's personally one of my favorite spots and definitely a must-see at the festival. The other is Liederplatz. Liederplatz is located up off of Main Street. It's kind of tucked in, kind of between Red Stag Pub and the Sun Inn. I particularly love this photo of Liederplatz because if you go up there now, there are these massive trees. It's totally covered. And you can see here, they're just these little tiny saplings. But it's a wonderful venue. Now we have a lot of different performances there, usually a lot of folk, Celtic, along those lines, some acoustic acts, different things that are happening on the stage. But it's definitely, again, that spirit of Musikfest lives on in this Liederplatz location. To talk a little bit about last year's Musikfest. Again, it was our 40th year. You can see some of the stats here. So just for comparison, the numbers that are in red are from Musikfest 2022. So you can see last year we had 1.3 million people come out to the festival from so many states and countries. We did have 569 performances that took place. And they did take place in our 16 stages. At Musikfest, we do have 16 stages. 15 of them are free, and only 1 is ticketed, which is our main stage performance. You can see here we have everything from different food vendors, artisans, and a big factor with this in Musikfest, we cannot do Musikfest without our volunteers. You can see over 1,000 volunteers help out at Musikfest, and they're just amazing. It's a family, and it's amazing to go back every year and see everyone and connect. So if you do see our volunteers during the festival, please do thank them. They do such a wonderful job, and it wouldn't be possible without them. Our largest stage is 6,500 seats. That is our main stage. Our smallest is 100. That's into our chamber and our Vesper series. We do cover 50 acres. There's about 10 over here on the south side, a little bit more, and then on the north side, the way that the stages lay out, it does cover a large amount of Bethlehem. So put your walking shoes on. Be ready. A little bit about logistics, because I always find this fascinating. It does take 12 days to build the festival, 4 days to tear it down. You can see some of the stats here. It must have been a little bit cooler in 2023 because we used less ice than past years. But yeah, over 1,000 tables, over 6,000 chairs. Um, I always think it's interesting the mugs, which we'll talk about our Music Fest mugs. We sold 37,000 of them last year. And you can see here some of the trends with bottles of liquor and hard seltzer and 913 kegs of beer. That's not half kegs, that's full kegs, and kind of what it takes to put together this festival for, again, 1.3 million guests last year over the course of the 10 and a half days. All right, we're going to go through some festing basics. So for anyone that is a longtime fester, please feel free to add to the chat if there's other favorites, or if you think, there's a little correction if I need to add on to anything, please do let me know. But just to go through some of our Music Fest vocabulary. Mugs. Mugs are such an important part of our festival. Again, going back to our authentic roots. That concept of the German steins and of beer. We've have had this Musikfest mug. In the early days, it was cups and pitchers. You might still see those floating around as collector's items. But in general, we have our 24-ounce mug. The mug can be used throughout the festival. It can be used year-round as steel stacks. So a big advantage, obviously, going green. It really cuts down on the amount of waste from the festival. It's a wonderful collector's item. We have a new design every year from an artist, which we'll talk about this year's poster design in just a little bit. But it's a wonderful souvenir. It's a wonderful thing to use at the festival. People are very proud of their mugs, and you'll see walking around the festival, people will pull out their mugs from the 90s, from all throughout the festival. They have their favorite. It might be their first fest. It might be their favorite design. I love using this year's mug during this year's festival and kind of making memories with it that way. The 24-ounce mugs can be refilled, which is a great benefit. Just to give you an idea, any domestic beers are $11 for a fill. IPAs are $12. If you do just want a cup of beer, that's going to be $9 and $10 for the domestic and the IPAs. You can also get your mugs filled with mixed drinks. Mixed drinks are going to be $20 in that versus a 12-ounce cup that's $10. And please do remember, it's a free festival, but all of our performers are paid. And the only exception are those students that are coming out to showcase and learning their instruments. But other than those student showcases, every single band at Musikfest is paid. So when it comes to our food and beverage sales, they really go to support the free festival and us paying our artists. So just wanted to mention that. Plots. What is a plot? Oh my goodness. If you look at our Musikfest listings, you will see plots all over the place. Plots itself in German means place. We do have those 16 stages. Not all of them are plazes, but you will see most of our plazas have stages. And again, that's just what it means. It's just a place. So that's where we kind of ended up with that term, going back to our German authentic roots and how Musikfest grew. Lots of different plazas at Musikfest. Festing, festers, and fest. Yes, it's a verb, it's a noun. Let's talk about this. So obviously the first term is festing, is what you're doing. If you want to go down to Musikfest and enjoy, hey, let's go festing tonight. Are you festing tonight? Festing is the act of being at Musikfest and enjoying Musikfest. Festers, the people who are festing, right? The people who are at Musikfest are festers. And then the last mention of fest is specifically, as I mentioned, fest plots being a big important plots at Musikfest. If you're on the festival grounds itself, you might have someone say, oh, we're over at Plaza Tropical. Do you want to head over to Fest? In that case, they're meaning specifically, do you want to go to fest plots? North side versus south side. Our north side is our historian Moravian district. This is where Music Fest began. This is where the majority of our stages are located. It is a larger part of the festival. The South Side is here in the South Side Arts District at Steel Stacks. Our main stage is located on the South Side. We also have different stages, both at Levitt Pavilion and then inside of the Music Cafe and through the ArtsQuest Center. But we do have these two different sides of the festival. So I do recommend just being mindful when you're looking at who you want to go see perform and planning your schedule, making sure you know which location it is in so that you're on the right side of the festival. It happens every year. I see it all the time. People will end up on the south side when they want to be on the north side and vice versa. Or I've actually had people who are here on the south side and they're like, this is it? Music Fest is so small. And I'm like, no, you got to go to the north side. You're missing the larger half over there. So again, there is a north side and a south side to Music Fest. Cash cards, just mentioning these. We will go through all the different options that you have for paying for things at Music Fest, but we used to have food and beverage tickets. Now, about the last 3 years, we do have cash cards. So it is an option that if you would like, instead of using a credit card, you can on the north side take cash. You can go to one of these booths and basically put it on a gift card that you can use at the festival. And this is done specifically because we want to have festival accessibility and kind of cash equity in terms of people coming to the festival, because we recognize sometimes people might not have bank accounts. Sometimes they might prefer to use cash. Sometimes they might not want to use their credit card for multiple transactions. So you do have the availability that you can go up to one of our cash card booths, give them cash, and trade it for a cash card that you can then use. I also know parents that enjoy doing this for like teenagers or people that they're letting wander around the festival because, again, it gives a little bit more control. So, something to keep in mind. Lager. In these parts, Lager is Yingling. Yingling have been wonderful supporters of Music Fest over the years. We do offer a wide variety of beers at the festival. But yep, in general, if someone says, hey, let's grab a lager, it's Yingling. Main stage is the Wind Creek Steel Stage. Again, this is located on the south side. Wind Creek is one of our sponsors, or is our main sponsor on the main stage. But I do want to specify, no, this is not the Wind Creek Event Center. So here at the Steel Stacks campus, we build that main stage. It is called the Wind Creek Steel Stage, but right down the road at the casino, there is the Wind Creek Event Center. The casino itself is a separate entity. The event center is a separate entity. They are not a part of ArtsQuest. So while Wind Creek sponsors our main stage at Music Fest, the Wind Creek Event Center is a different location that's located down at the casino. So just something to keep in mind because people do get confused with that one all the time. But during Music Fest, the Wind Creek Steel Stage is located here on the south side. And again, that's our one ticketed stage. The north-south transfer versus our satellite parking lots and shuttles. So we do have shuttle plots that are located on the north side and the south side. You as a member can ride the north-south transfer, which are yellow school buses, for free by showing your member cards. That'll bring you back and forth between the campuses. We do have satellite parking shuttles as well. They're large motor coaches. That's where right now on this year on the south side, it's actually if you park out at Penn State Lehigh Valley, you can ride in a motor coach from there. That'll take you right to the south side. And from the north side, we also do have the same satellite parking location that we've had for the last several years that you can ride in. I'm also going to get into just a little bit. We do have an exciting addition this year of a Lanta route that's running on the festival grounds. So that allows you even more flexibility. But I just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that if you're at the festival and you want to go from the north side to the south side, you want to look in general for those yellow school buses. You're not going to be getting on those large motor coaches. Okay. Music Fest 2024. Our poster this year was illustrated by Lauren Beck. She is one of our Banana Factory artists in residence and is a teaching artist. Usually every year in our poster, we do try to highlight kind of south side and north side, obviously playing into some type of musical notion. Also just a fun fact, we do have our friend here, Artie, Artie the Owl, who is kind of the Musikfest and ArtsQuest mascot. So you will find, since the Steel Sex campus opened in 2011, our friend Artie the Owl makes an appearance in all of the posters. So kind of like a Where's Waldo. You can go back and look and see where Artie is hanging out. Okay, let's talk a little bit more specifically with our maps of the north side and the south side. Over here, I want to draw your attention to a few things. If you are a silver member and up, that means that you received an AM parking pass. This is our member parking lot. This is located on Sand Island. So some big important things here. There is a police officer that is located right up here by the Fahey Bridge. In order to access the festival, you do need to enter from this point. All of these roads are closed into the festival. So you do need to either, you can come across the Fahey Bridge, or if you come from the north side, you can make your way down here onto West Lehigh Street. And there will be a police officer right here. You show that parking pass, he or she will let you right down, and you can come down. From there, you do come down to Zinzenplatz here. You'd make a left, come across the bridge, and then you make a right. And this is the member parking lot. We do have golf carts that will run back and forth for the hours of the festival. So, which is lovely because then they'll drop you off right here where the action is and they can bring you back to your cars. So that is the member parking lot. For any circle donors, you receive a C parking pass. This is in this Moravian parking lot. Again, remember when I was talking about the original Moravian bandshell that was located right down here? That's now where our circle donors can park. So again, you'd show your parking pass here, come down the hill, you turn right here and go right in. You can drive all the way down here to this end of the parking lot, and then you'll actually can walk out and exit here onto Main Street into Spring Street. Okay, so that's in terms of parking. On the north side, we have Zinzenplatz. Zinzenplatz, just to note, is open during weekends, is open from the noon to 11. On weekdays, it has a little bit of shorter hours in the evening. So we'll look at that in a moment. We have Plaza Tropical. We have Service Electric. Festplatz located right here. That's again, that big Platz. We do have our shuttle plots when we were talking about those yellow school buses. This is where it would drop you off on the north side. From here, we do make our way up here to our Martin Guitar handwork plots. This is where we have lots of artisans and crafters who are set up, sharing the wonderful things that they've created. A big note here, right, kind of about here, near where this H is. We have Luckenbach Mill. This is the indoor restrooms for members. So again, you can bring your member cards, guest cards, your donor cards, show that here and access that air-conditioned indoor restrooms. It's a large brick building. Please note, our friends at Historic Bethlehem do have a setup in the front of that building, so you'd actually walk behind and you can go in that way. But this is about where that's located. So if you're in Festplatz, you can walk over here to that indoor restrooms. Otherwise, in this corner of Festplatz, we actually have a member lounge. So this is a reserved seating area. We do have a few porta-johns there that are reserved specifically for members. And it is also located right next to the bar tent. So you can actually skip the line, go right up to the bar and get a drink there without having to leave the member lounge. So that's why that member lounge is located in this corner. Making our way kind of up the hill, we do have our Familienplatz, which is located over here, which has a great creativity tent, activities for kids, very fun. We have a stage here at Hotel Bethlehem. We have our Main Street stage. And then we also do have that Liederplatz, again, one of our other original platzes, which is located here. Now, we brought back a few years ago, up here, we do have Stadtplatz. Stadtplatz, it used to be, for longtime festers, America Platz until the Southside campus opened. Then we moved America Platz over. But up here we do have Stadtplatz. So we do have a member lounge located at Stadtplatz as well. It does not have restrooms or bar access, but it is reserved seating, which is located right on the portico of the Bethlehem Library. We also have something new this year where on the very last night of the festival, when we're doing our fireworks beginning at 8:30, you can head to the left-hand side by the City of Bethlehem Rotunda, show your member card, and you can come down to the grassy lawn that's just below the rotunda there, and you're welcome to bring blankets or lawn chairs, and it's a wonderful view of the fireworks. So again, that area is reserved just for members. Show your card and you can come over and access that members viewing area of the festival. That's our north side. Touching base on our south side, we do have our main stage, as I talked about, our Wind Creek Steel stage. Let's touch on where we're parking on the south side. So when you're coming in, if you're an ArtsQuest member, your parking lot's over here. Easiest way is if you do come in from Founders Way, you'd make a right onto 2nd Street and come right down here. It's a very large parking lot. If you're familiar with the campus, it's kind of located there. Are some Wind Creek dealers, school trailers there, but it's a very large parking lot. That is where our shuttle plots is located, member parking lot. Again, convenient because we do have golf cart service from this parking lot. So if you have an accessibility need, you can ride that golf cart down to main campus or all the way down to the main stage. So that's very convenient. Circle donors, you can park in our, as we say, RE and RW, our Ruins East and our Ruins West. These are the normal parking lots that you might park in when you come to campus. Noting that our other parking lot that's by the visitor center is currently our main stage, 6,500 seat venue. But the other two parking lots that you might normally park in are where our circle donors can park, as well as our Oasis ticket pass buyers can park over here in our RW lot. On the south side, like I said, we do have our main stage. We have America Plots, as I mentioned, is now over here at Levitt Pavilion. We have our outside stage for our town square. Inside, we do have performances happening in both of our cinemas. And we also have, of course, the Musikfest Cafe. So your member lounge in the Musikfest Cafe is up on the balcony floor. So you can show your member card and get to that reserved tables and seating in the Musikfest Cafe. Always a wonderful venue and a great spot to cool off in that air conditioning. Just wanted to point out over here as well, the Banana Factory. If for some reason you need to pick up something from us during the festival, I highly recommend picking it up from the Banana Factory. A wonderful thing is you can drop in here, grab something and go right to whichever side of the festival you need to go to. So again, the Banana Factory is going to be the point place should you need to pick something up from us, as you can't drive up to the ArtsQuest Center or the Visitor Center during the festival. So that Banana Factory is key. Festival hours. So on the north side, we do open on Friday, the official first day of the festival. The festival is officially Friday to Sunday. We do have a preview night. Preview night is only on the south side. So that is 2 weeks from today, Thursday, August 1st from 5 to 11. Again, only on the south side. On Friday, the first official day of Musikfest, this is an important thing to note. The festival begins at 5 p.m. I can't tell you how many times on that first day, people are down at noon, ready to go to buy food and are disappointed to discover the festival opens at 5 o'clock on Friday. Okay. Because every other day on the north side, the festival is open from noon until 11. But again, just want to repeat that first day of the festival, that Friday, it opens at 5 p.m. To note on here, leader plots and Zinzin plots, again, on weekends, 12 to 11, but you'll see that on weekdays, they're going to be 5 to 11, so a little bit later. And the same thing with PNC Stad plots. Every day, that's going to be 6 to 11, so that won't actually come to life until 6 o'clock every day. So in the meantime, you can fest at all of our lower plots. On the south side, you can see here in general, from noon until 12 a.m. on weekends. And then on weekdays, it does kick off at 4 p.m. and goes just a little bit later. Buying food and drink at the festival, I started mentioning this before. So on the north side, let's just say throughout the entire festival, you can use credit card. You can use digital payments such as Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. Or you can use cash cards the entire festival. An important note here is on the south side, you can actually use cash and hand that to a food vendor. That is accepted. On the north side, you cannot pay with cash itself to a vendor. You would have to give your cash to, again, one of those cash card booths and get one of those cash card gift cards that you could then use at the festival. If you have a cash card, you can use it north side or south side. But again, on the south side, you can use cash. So I know sometimes people will wander around the south side being like, I have cash. Where do I get a cash card? You're not going to buy a cash card on the south side. If you're on the north side, you have to get a cash card. If you're on the south side, you can just use cash, or if you have a cash card, you can use it. Okay. I mentioned before, volunteers are what make our festival. It's such a wonderful community. We have jobs throughout the festival, from in the air conditioning. We have lots of different opportunities. Okay. So I would encourage you, if you're interested, it's not too late to sign up as a volunteer. You can head over to musicfest.org/volunteer. It is so rewarding, and the amount of volunteers that we connect with every year, it really is, it becomes a family. So if you have some free time, you're looking for something to do, you want to check it out and enjoy the festival, I do encourage you to sign up as a volunteer. Member and guest cards. I always say that members look like normal people without their cards. It's just the truth. Your member card is your superpower at the festival. Please do bring your member and guest cards with you. It is one person per card. And you do need to present them. Our wonderful volunteers who staff our member lounges and other benefit areas will look at your card. They want to make sure your card has not expired. So when you pull your cards out at home, please do check, make sure you have valid cards, not cards that have expired. You can toss those old member cards, but do make sure you bring down your cards, one card per person. You want to keep an eye out for our member flags. So throughout the festival, we do have flags that look just like this. Anywhere there's a flag like this, you get a benefit. So just like how I mentioned, like at the indoor restrooms, you'll see a flag like this. By our member lounge and Festplatz, you'll see a flag, and so forth. So keep an eye out for a flag. If there's a flag, you can show your card and get access to something. Going through specifically our north side member benefits, we do have, as I mentioned, at Service Electric Festplatz, we have a member lounge. You do have reserved seating, bar access, and those porta johns in that location. Up at Stadtplatz, again, that reserved seating located on the library portico. And we do have access this year to that. I'm excited to watch the fireworks. I will be there. So you can come out on the last night to that reserved area and come say hi, and we can celebrate the last night of the festival together from that fireworks viewing area. Those indoor restrooms at Luckenbach Mill, they are open daily from noon until 10 p.m. Please note 10 p.m. Festival closes at 11, but the restrooms close at 10. Okay. So make sure you get over there before the festival closes. And then also our member parking lots that I mentioned on Sand Island, and we do have that daily golf cart service as well. That's the north side. Over on the south side, we do have in the Musikfest Cafe, you have the member lounge at the balcony. Just a quick note, on Monday, August 5th, only your member lounge is going to be located on the third floor. We have a wonderful partner who supports us, and they have an event on the balcony just that night for one of our sponsors. So again, that's Monday, August 5th only. There will be signage. So if you do come, you still have reserved seating, bar access, all those wonderful benefits, just different location. But otherwise, the balcony is your go-to. You do have, again, on that parking lot that's located at Founders Way and 2nd Street. And then the members only line at the Wind Creek Steel Stage. So if you do have tickets to one of our main stage performances, you want to bring your member card with you too. You want to go straight to the main gate. You want to look for the orange signs for ArtsQuest members. They're going to be located on the right-hand side this year, but look for that orange signage. When you see that orange signage, you can show your member card. It's kind of like an easy pass, or if you've been to Disney, kind of like one of those lightning lanes, express lanes, right? So it helps you skip that line to wait to go through security. You can show your member card and just get a little bit of quicker access up there. Again, you do need a ticket to the main stage venue, though. I wish your member card would just let you into the main stage, but you need the member card to access the member line and your ticket to get into the show. Just a note about the Wind Creek Steel Stage this year. We have made some updates in terms of security, and you're going to have an experience that's a bit more aligned with what you would have if you were going to like an NFL game. You won't need to empty out your pockets this year. Just a note here, we do really encourage try not to bring bags if you don't need to. Backpacks, those types of things will still need to get checked. They can be cumbersome. They can kind of hold up the line. So for the fastest experience, if you are coming into our main stage, I really do encourage you, try not to bring backpacks. Again, if you have like a clutch or a small purse, that's something that you're going to be able to carry through. But those larger bags are just going to have to be opened and checked. But yeah, good news. You don't need to empty your pockets this year. And we do just encourage you to have your tickets ready to be scanned. That is something right when you go through security, you want to have your ticket up. If it's printed, have it out. If it's on your phone, try to have that ready to go so that we can get you scanned and get you into the show so you can get to enjoying it. Other member benefits, you do get a 10% discount on merchandise. You can show your member card to access that at any of our merchandise tents. Just a note, we do sell Musikfest mugs at the bars, but you can't get a discount there. If you want a discount on your mug, you do need to purchase that from one of our merchandise tents. Just like at the ArtsQuest Center, for an example, if you want the discount on the mug, buy it at the box office where we sell it. Don't buy it at the bar where they also sell it, because at the bar, we're not going to be able to give you the discount. You do need to purchase that at a merchandise location or tent. You can purchase that in advance as well, and you can use your discount code to access that discount online. You can even set that to pick it up at the Banana Factory prior to the festival. So if you do want your mug in hand in advance, you can order online and set that for pickup, and we'd be happy to get that set for you. Our members who are gold and up do receive a complimentary Musikfest poster. With your mailing, you would have received a coupon. You can bring that coupon to any of these locations to pick up that poster. That coupon's good already, beginning July 1st and then through the last day of the festival. So if you want, you can even come down and pick up your poster at the ArtsQuest Center box office or at the Banana Factory front desk this weekend. Get your poster, bring it home. That way you don't have to carry it around the festival. And then we talked a little bit about that north-south transfer again, those are those yellow school buses that go directly back and forth. But I want to talk to you a little bit about something new and exciting that we have going on this year. We do have, thanks to a wonderful partnership with Lanta, the City of Bethlehem, the Bethlehem Parking Authority, we do have a new option that's this year that is going to be free that you can access. So to show you here on our map, this kind of purple dotted line is our north-south transfer that you as members can ride for free and show your cards. So again, it's the most kind of direct back and forth between the sides. However, they've added several routes. So they do have a blue line that you can bring in from, all the way from Easton and Allentown. There's a green line that goes from Whitehall and the casino. But this gold line is also what they're adding this year. So again, anything within the festival grounds here, these 14 stops are going to be free for you to ride. So to note, you could be at our shuttle plots and get on the gold line, and you can see it does have more stops that's stopping at some of the parking garages and different points and locations. But this is one it's good to note. Look, you can take from shuttle plots south. If you want to go to Stadplatz, you can take this gold line and it'll take you right up to Stadplatz. You don't have to be at the bottom of the hill and walk up. So if you're headed to Stadplatz, that's a really good option. Again, another option if you're looking on the north side to get up to Stadplatz and don't want to do that walk. Some good opportunities here. Again, this is going to be free for you to ride within the festival grounds. So please do check that out. This gold line that's going to potentially be helpful for you in your festing. It's a great partnership. We're really excited. This is also something that they're looking to do during Oktoberfest and Christkindlmarkt as well, just to help people move around Bethlehem. Again, whole point of ArtsQuest and what we do with the arts is we want to get people out. We want to get them into our downtowns. We want them to experience what Bethlehem has to offer and support all of our different businesses. Accessing the Musikfest schedule, several options here. I recommend downloading the Musikfest app for your phone. This is the most up-to-date information. If we have a schedule change, if a band cancels, if something has to move, if we bring a new band in, that's going to all be updated in the Musikfest app. It's also great because you can set your own schedule. If you look at it now, you can add them to your schedule, and then you can have your own personalized Musikfest schedule of what bands you want to see. So definitely check that out. We did update now at musikfest.org/schedule. You'll see we have this different view this year. It's that same interface that you experience on the app. You can now access via our website. So it's much cleaner, much easier to use. So definitely worth navigating that. Just to note that personalized schedule you do need to do in the app. That's not available on the website. We have our program books, which will be coming out soon. Just for longtime festers, we are going back to that smaller size. Last year we had a larger size that was for the anniversary year, but the smaller size program books will be in. I think within the next week or two, and then they'll be available throughout campus. Again, limited run on those. So if you do want one, make sure you grab it. I also just wanted to note that we do have printable PDF schedules on our website as well. So if you like that program book, but you don't want to carry around the whole thing, you can go onto our website and print just the north side, just the south side, just the schedule for that day. It's literally those pages that are from the program book, but you can print them out. Again, just want to know anything that's in the program book or those printable PDF schedules are not going to be updated if there are last minute changes. So the app is definitely the better way to go with that. We have a few exclusive member events. Thank you so much for coming out to this one tonight. But we do have next week, we have another boot camp. That's our in-person boot camp. We're going to be over in the blast furnace room at the ArtsQuest Center. At that session, we're going to touch on just a little bit about your benefits. We're not going to be doing the history. We'll touch on your member benefits, but the large portion of that is actually my colleagues are going to be there to tell you all about the programming at the festival. So we'll have someone from our visual arts team talking about the different artists and public art projects we will have happening. We have someone from our experiential team and comedy team who are going to be talking about those programming and comedy plots. And we'll also have our crowd favorite, Patrick Broger, our Chief Programming Officer, and Shayna Super, who's our programming manager, will be there to tell you about our different bands and performances that we have happening. So usually what they'll do is they'll go through the festival and they'll pull maybe 3 or 4 bands from each day and just highlight some different cool acts that we have. Maybe they're new acts, maybe they're from other countries, maybe they're different styles, different, maybe female led, maybe, all of the variety and diversity of bands, and talk about different cool things to check out. I know when we have over 500 performances, it can be a little overwhelming sometimes to figure out who you want to go see. So I always enjoy hearing what they have to say. So if you can, please do come out and join us. If you are interested in their kind of list and some of their suggestions, I'm happy to email that over to you. Just send an email into membership@artsquest.org, and I'm happy to share that document with you once I receive it. But at the session, it's great because they'll play a few of the clips and you can hear a little bit of the bands and really getting that advice from the experts. Free, open to all members. If you're interested, you can still register for that. You can register for that online or send an email into membership@artsquest.org, and I'm happy to get you registered for that. We also have a member comedy event at Musikfest. This is for gold members and up. That's going to be on Sunday, August 4th. We'll have a little reception at 5:30, and the show is going to start at 6 o'clock. That's at Comedy Plots, which is located in Ice House. From the member parking lot, you can ride that golf cart right over to the Ice House. So that's very convenient. And also our headliner is going to be Julia Scotti for that. The invitation is going to go out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. You can RSVP for that event as well. It's going to be fun. I always enjoy laughing, and it's nice to get out of the heat a little bit. Just to touch quickly on our ArtsQuest Circle. So ArtsQuest Circle is our leadership donor society that supports ArtsQuest mission. Gifts start at $2,500 annually, and they enjoy some year-round exclusive benefits. including some VIP benefits during Musikfest. So during Musikfest, our Circle donors do enjoy exclusive parking. I mentioned where that was, right? That Moravian parking lot on the north side. And then on the south side, they can park in the parking lots directly across from the main stage. They do receive free entry into the Oasis. The Oasis is an upgraded experience at our main stage. So again, you have to have a ticket to access the show, but then our Circle donors can use their Circle donor and guest cards to access the Oasis area for free. And the Oasis does have access to bars, access to air-conditioned restrooms, and some different seating options there. Our Circle donors do receive complimentary day of tickets to certain performances during the festival. That's an email that goes out the morning of a show, letting them know whether we have complimentary tickets available or not in our grandstands. Circle donors receive concierge access to purchase tickets year round. So that means anytime we announce a show, Musikfest Cafe, Circle donors can immediately write in and say, I want 4 tickets in, front section on the aisle. And our box office will grab those tickets, reserve them for them. And then at a time that's convenient, Circle donors can log into their account and pay for their tickets. So that's a pretty nice perk. Circle donors do have an exclusive Musikfest event that's going to be opening night, Friday, August 2nd from 6:30 to 8 in our backstage tent area. The invitation did go out for that. If you are interested in RSVPing, again, you can email in to membership@artsquest.org or reach directly out to Kim Hine, who is our manager of donor relations and manages the Circle program. Circle donors also receive a 20% discount on merchandise. So again, showing that card at our merchandise tents, they'll just receive 20% off on that. If you do need assistance during the festival, we have our front desk staff are stationed at the ArtsQuest Center and at the Banana Factory. You can go to any of those locations. We do have temporary member cards and different member services that they can provide on site. You can always call our main line, which is listed there. We do have staff on those phone lines the hours of the festival. So if you ever need something or you have a quick question, feel free to give a call into there. Of course, I am happy to assist you with anything membership. I try to get back to everyone within a day. You can ask. I usually do a pretty good job at it, but I will try to get back to you quickly. Obviously, when we're on the festival grounds, it can get a little tricky, but please do call, email if there's things that I can assist with. Kimberly Hine, as I mentioned too, our manager of donor relations, is also available to assist. And that is everything. So at this time, if you have any questions, feel free to drop those into the chat. I'm going to glance now and see if I missed anything so far. But yeah, feel free to drop your questions in. Okay, I'm going to the main stage concert on August 1st. Yes, you can use the parking that's located as of after 4:30 p.m. I know it's a little confusing sometimes because that parking pass shows the true dates of the festival from August 2nd to 11th. I think a big reason why that's done is because that is the official time of Musikfest. The north side is not activated on that Thursday, August 1st. But if you check the letter too, we have the full details of the times and when you can use that parking pass. So yes, absolutely. If you're coming down to Greta Von Fleet, you can certainly use that parking pass anytime after 4:30 p.m. that day. Any other questions? All right. Well, if there's no other questions, again, you can feel free to email in at any point, membership@artsquest.org. Email me directly at mrichmond@artsquest.org or give a call. We're happy to be of assistance. Thank you so much for your support as ArtsQuest members, and let's have a great fest. Thank you.